Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we are going to challenge your perception of something that, frankly, most of us probably consider a chore,
Oh, yeah.
or at best, a necessary evil we try to automate or just ignore.
It is definitely something we usually try to get over with as fast as possible. Or if we hire it out, we treat it as a pure commodity.
Like buying gas for the car.
Exactly.
Right. We are talking about residential cleaning. Now, hold on. Don't tune out. Because usually when you think of a cleaning service, you think mops, buckets, the smell of bleach.
And maybe a stranger rushing through your house to scrub the toilets before racing to the next job.
Yes, it's functional, it's transactional.
Right. It's just maintenance. And usually the only time you think about it is when something goes wrong.
When they miss a spot or break a face.
Exactly.
But the source material we have today, it just flips that entire script. We have our hands on the strategic manifesto from a company based in Traverse City, Michigan.
Founded by two women, April McLeod and Kelly Rogers.
And right out of the gate, they are not talking about dusting baseboards or the price per square foot. They have a much bigger, an almost audacious ambition.
It really is a fascinating document because it reads less like a business plan for a cleaning crew and more like a philosophy of living.
Yes.
It reminds me of how Starbucks didn't just sell coffee, they sold the third place between work and home. This company isn't selling cleaning. They're selling a state of mind.
It really does feel that way. And they state their goal right at the top. And I just love this level of confidence. They say, I want them to brag about us.
Which is an incredibly high bar for a cleaning service.
Yeah.
Think about it. People brag about their personal trainer.
Right.
Or their therapist.
Or a great new restaurant they found.
But you rarely hear someone at a dinner party say, you will not believe how incredible my cleaning service is.
That's so true. Usually if you have a cleaner, you might even feel a little, guilty about it. Or you only mention it if you're complaining.
Exactly. Hiring help for the home is often viewed as a deficiency like, I can't manage my own life, so I hired help. But bragging implies status.
That's a great point.
It implies that the service adds something to your life beyond just labor.
So the mission here, as we unpack this, it isn't just about scrubbing floors. It's a complete rebranding of the whole concept of service.
They are trying to change the way people view the industry entirely.
So how are they doing it?
Well, if we look at the source text, they break this down into 4 philosophical pillars. They call them Zen, calm, peace, and relax.
Okay.
And then, and this is where it gets really concrete and kind of controversial for the industry, they radically redefine what a clean home actually looks like physically.
So let's unpack this because this is bold. A Zen pillar for a cleaning company. It sounds a bit like...
Marketing fluff.
Yeah, marketing fluff until you read the details.
It does sound buzzy, but let's look at that first pillar. They label it intentional simplicity, which is the Zen pillar.
And the core philosophy they quote here is the classic less is more.
Right. Now think about the context they provide. They describe the world we live in as being full of clutter and noise.
Oh, absolutely. I feel that every single day. Digital clutter, physical clutter, mental clutter. I walk into my house sometimes and just the sight of the mail on the counter, it just raises my blood pressure.
Precisely. And usually, hiring a service adds another layer of complexity. You have to schedule them, manage them, explain things.
Worry about whether the dog is locked up.
Right. It can add to the noise. But their counter-move here, according to the document, is to offer processes that are easy to navigate and designs that are clean.
So the goal is to remove stress, not just dirt.
That is the key distinction. They explicitly state that the goal is to remove stress rather than adding to it. If the process of getting your house cleaned is stressful, the value is just lost.
I want to read the promise attached to this pillar because it really sets the tone for everything else. They say, we strip away the chaos to reveal the calm.
Reveal the calm. That's an interesting choice of words.
Right.
It implies the calm is already there, buried under the mess of daily life.
Yeah.
It's almost archaeological.
It sounds more like a tagline for a meditation app or a yoga studio than a maid service.
Totally. We strip away the chaos.
Yeah.
It's positioning the cleaning not as sanitation, but as an act of uncovering something.
Which aligns with that intentional simplicity label.
And if you think about less is more, they aren't coming in to add lemon scent to the air or leave a mint on the pillow. They are coming in to subtract the visual noise that causes stress. They are selling subtraction.
Which is a huge selling point if you're someone who feels overwhelmed by your environment. Okay, so let's move to the second pillar. This one is called mindful presence.
The calm pillar.
Right.
This shifts from the what to the how. This is all about the human element. The manifesto says this is about how you show up.
Showing up. That's a phrase we hear a lot in coaching or therapy, but not usually in manual labor.
No?
Usually the goal in manual labor is speed, efficiency, get in, get out.
True. The industry standard is churn and burn, but they're emphasizing, prioritizing being in the moment. And they apply this to everything, customer service, the physical environment they are creating.
So when a client calls with a request, or when the team is actually in the home, they aren't on autopilot.
Exactly. The operational instruction in the text is to listen deeply and respond with patience.
Listen deeply. That is rare. I mean, to play devil's advocate here isn't that expensive. If your staff is spending 10 minutes listening to a homeowner talk about how they want the cushions arranged.
Well, in a volume business, yes, it would kill your profit margin. But they clearly aren't playing a volume game. They're playing a value game.
Okay.
The source explicitly mentions ensuring the customer never feels like just another number. If you want someone to brag about you, they have to feel seen.
It goes back to that idea of bragging rights. You brag about a service when you feel special, not just when the job is done.
Right. And looking at the promise for this calm pillar, it says, you have our full attention and your peace is our priority.
Your peace is our priority.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, they are selling peace of mind. They aren't selling labor hours. They aren't selling, we will work for 2 hours.
Yeah.
They are selling, we will prioritize your peace. That is a fundamental shift in the value proposition. It changes the relationship from employer-employee to almost like a partnership in well-being.
It really is. It creates a different dynamic. You're not hiring a subordinate. You're hiring an expert in calm. Which leads us perfectly into the third pillar. This one is called holistic harmony.
Or the peace pillar.
Oh, yeah.
This is where we get into what they call the ecosystem approach.
I love that term. So they aren't just looking at a dirty countertop as an isolated problem.
No. The source says they don't look at one small problem. They look at the whole home or the environment.
And they mention a specific triad here to explain this ecosystem, right?
Yes. They break it down into mind, body, and space. And the objective is to ensure all three work together in a peaceful way.
That's fascinating. Usually we think of the space as the only thing the cleaner is responsible for. The mind and body, well, that's my problem.
Or your therapist's problem.
Right.
But are they separate? This raises an important question, one that environmental psychologists study all the time. Can you have a peaceful mind in a chaotic space? Can your body relax if the environment just signals work or mess?
That's a good point. I know I certainly can't. If my desk is a mess, my brain feels like a mess. It's hard to focus. I feel physically tense.
Exactly. That tension is a physiological response to the environment. So by addressing the space, they're effectively influencing the mind and the body. That is the holistic harmony.
They're pulling the lever of space to adjust the other two.
That's it.
Let's look at the promise for this pillar. It says, creating a balanced life through a balanced environment.
There it is, the link.
Mm.
They are explicitly claiming that a clean room contributes to a balanced life. It elevates the service from chores to lifestyle management.
It's ambitious.
Yeah.
But I think for anyone who has ever felt that literal sigh of relief walking into a clean room, it resonates. It's not just about hygiene, it's about balance.
And that leads to the result, that outcome. Which brings us to the fourth pillar.
Right, the fourth pillar, gentle restoration, the relax pillar.
I find the terminology here very evocative. They describe the business acting as a soft landing.
A soft landing, that is such a great image. You come home from a hard day at work, the world is loud, traffic was bad, your boss was annoying, and your home is a soft landing.
It focuses entirely on the feeling the client has after the interaction. The key words the source uses are lighter, recharged, and relaxed.
Lighter, that's a big one. The mental load of a messy house is heavy. It sits on your shoulders. I should be doing laundry. I need to wash those dishes.
It is. It's a constant background hum of obligation. And the source notes that they aren't just providing a service, they are curating a sanctuary.
Sanctuary. We are going really deep into the spiritual language here. But again, it fits the Zen theme.
It does. They are curating a feeling. And the final promise quote for this pillar is quite poetic. A gentle path back to yourself.
A gentle path back to yourself. Wow. April and Kelly are not messing around. They're really trying to make cleaning a form of therapy.
In a way, it is. If the world pulls you apart, your home should put you back together. That's the argument they are making. If your home is just another source of chaos, you have nowhere to recharge.
Okay, so we have these four pillars. Zen, calm, peace, relax. It sounds amazing. It sounds like a spa day. But,
Ah,
and here's where it gets really interesting. We have to pivot to execution.
right. Because at the end of the day, you can have the best philosophy in the world, but if they show up and meditate in your living room and the house is still dirty, that's a problem.
Exactly. So how does this high-level philosophy translate to the actual work? Because the source material gives us a very specific list of what they do, and I have to be honest, it is not what you might expect.
This is the part that I think is most disruptive. The source explicitly states that they are a company that believes a clean home is not just a clean sink, clean floors, or clean shower doors.
Which is wild because if I hired a cleaner, I'd expect a clean sink. I mean, isn't that the baseline?
And I'm sure they do clean the sink. They aren't leaving grime behind. But they are making a distinction about what defines the feeling of clean for the client. They call it the clean sink fallacy.
The clean sink fallacy, meaning you can scrub a sink until it shines, but if the rest of the house is cluttered, the homeowner doesn't feel the relief.
Exactly. So what is the new standard? What are the tasks they list as the priorities for this sanctuary feeling?
The list in the source is tidy spaces,
Yeah.
clean windows, dishes done, laundry folded, beds made.
Okay, let's stop and look at that list closely. Dishes done, laundry folded, beds made.
It sounds like the chores. It sounds like the stuff my mom told me to do.
But notice what is missing from the emphasis. Scrubbing grout with a toothbrush, bleaching baseboard.
Dusting the top of the ceiling fans.
Right. It's focusing on order.
Order.
Exactly. It focuses on order rather than just sanitation. And this is a massive psychological insight.
How so?
You can have a sparkling, clean toilet and a disinfected floor.
Hmm.
But if there is a pile of laundry on the floor, that chair of doom we all have,
Well, I have one of those.
right? And the bed is unmade and the sink is full of dishes, does the room feel clean?
No. It feels messy. It feels chaotic.
Precisely. And if we go back to the Zen and calm pillars, what causes visual chaos? It isn't usually dust on the baseboards. You have to look closely to see dust.
But you can see a pile of dirty dishes from across the room.
So by focusing on tidying, folding, and making beds, they are directly attacking the visual noise that stresses people out. They're prioritizing the things that signal control.
Yes. High impact cleaning.
That's a great way to put it.
I think about clean windows being on that list too. That's interesting. Usually window cleaning is an extra charge.
But think about the philosophy. Windows are about light. They are about clarity, seeing the outside world clearly. It fits the Zen aesthetic perfectly. If the windows are dirty, the light is dim. It changes the whole mood.
And dishes done. That is about functionality resetting the kitchen so it can be used again. Nothing kills the vibe of cooking dinner like having to wash yesterday's dishes first.
And laundry folded. That is the bane of so many people's existence. It's not that the clothes are dirty. It's that they are in a pile on the sofa.
The dreaded mountain of clean laundry, it's just sitting there judging you.
It is. And this company says, no, a clean home means that pile is gone. It means the cycle is complete.
It's really shifting the definition of clean from sterile to restored. A hospital room is sterile. A sanctuary is restored.
That is a brilliant way to put it. A hospital room is sterile. A sanctuary is restored. And that seems to be exactly what April and Kelly are aiming for. They aren't trying to make your home clinically safe. They're trying to make it emotionally safe.
It completely aligns with that soft landing concept. You can't have a soft landing on a bed that isn't made.
You can't relax if you can't find the sofa under the laundry.
Hmm.
True, very true. And think about the employee experience here, too.
Well, that's a good angle. How does this affect the cleaners?
Well, scrubbing moldy grout for 8 hours is grueling, thankless work. But restoring a room, tidying, folding, organizing, it's still work, but it feels more dignified. You are creating beauty, not just removing filth.
It aligns the employee with the mission. They become sanctuary creators instead of just janitors.
Exactly. And that likely helps with retention and pride in work, which circles back to the mindful presence pillar. You can be mindful when you're folding a blanket. It's hard to be mindful when you're fighting soap scum.
So what does this all mean for us? We've looked at this manifesto from Traverse City. We've seen the pillars: simplicity, presence, harmony, restoration. And we've seen how they execute that through tidying and ordering, not just scrubbing.
I think it serves as a fascinating case study in how to elevate a mundane task. By changing the why from getting rid of dirt to restoring peace, they completely change the value of the service.
They've moved out of the commodity trap.
Completely.
And they changed the experience for the customer. They've turned a chore into a luxury product.
And I think it challenges you, the listener, to reevaluate what you actually value in your own home. Do you value sterilization or do you value order?
That is the big question. Because we often stress about the deep cleaning when really we just want the clutter gone.
Right. We apologize for the dust, but we are stressed by the mess.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, I want to turn it back to you. Even if you aren't hiring April and Kelly in Traverse City, think about the chores in your own life.
We all have them. The dishes, the laundry, the beds.
We do. But do you view them as just maintenance, just something to get through so you can start living? Or is there a way to view them as restorative?
Can you apply that Zen pillar to your own laundry? Can folding those clothes be a moment of intentional simplicity? Can you reframe it as a gift to your future self?
Can doing the dishes be an act of mindful presence? It sounds a bit lofty, I know. But if this company can build a whole business around it, maybe we can build a mindset around it.
And here's a final provocative thought to leave you with, derived from the logic in this source.
Lay it on us.
We talked about the holistic harmony pillar, the idea that our environment is a reflection of our mind. A messy house equals a messy mind.
Right.
But if that is true, does it work in reverse? We often wait until we feel motivated or calm to clean up. We wait for the feeling to drive the action.
Definitely. I'm too stressed to clean right now.
But what if we flipped it? If we strip away the chaos in our physical space, as the manifesto promises, does it actually compel our brains to rewire for calm?
Can you force your mind to relax by simply making your bed? That is a powerful thought, behavioral activation.
Exactly. Perhaps that gentle path back to yourself really does start with a folded pile of laundry. Maybe the action creates the feeling, not the other way around. You don't clean because you're happy. You become happy because you restored order.
I love that. The path to peace might just be clearing off the dining room table. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the philosophy of cleaning. We'll catch you next time.
Stay curious.